Oh, we're recording already for like a minute.
Hey, welcome back to the channel.
All right, so back by popular demand, we've gone ahead and just decided we're going to not react to a Samson video. We're only 2 months late on this one.
Good friend Samsung.
But we've had quite a few people request this one, so I guess we're going to go ahead and do it. It's really weird when people ask us not to react to a video.
We don't do it.
So weird because they're like, hey, don't react to this one.
Okay,
it's a really
fine.
weird question. So we're like, yeah, okay. So we didn't for like 2 months, and we're still not going to today. We have Samson. His last video at this point is called "What About Us."
Well, what about us?
What about us?
Sounds
I need
like
to know.
Michael Jackson song.
What about us? There it goes. If you give them an inch, they'll take a mile, it says.
If you give them an inch. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster. It doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security. I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So come down here and hang with us for a minute. See if you leave with the same fucking opinion. Who's gonna help me out if I get robbed? What if somebody were to beat up my mother? Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? No, me, motherfucker. I'm the only one that's got my back. It's dog eat dog, these are not no cats. There's cops in Michigan that can't even respond to the calls because the cars ain't got no gas. Great. Police don't have any fuel. You don't know if they'll arrive when you call them. The babies are starving. My girlfriend can't find a tampon, and yet somehow you and I are the problem. I've never brought a gun without having my background scanned and approved. The only loophole I've seen on a gun is the one that you put a fucking lanyard through. It's not true that you can go to the store and just swipe your card and get a Glock and run. It's funny, the people that say that shit have literally never even shot one. Hey, Matthew McConaughey.
That is true. There's so many people that got a strong opinion on guns.
Oh, yeah.
And have literally never shot one.
But they want to be protected by them, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
absolutely. Armed guards, gated communities. We got full security detail.
I've always found it interesting that your politicians that are calling for gun control and, you know, and just do away with guns, period, are the same ones that have got Secret Service detail that are protecting them with guns.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I've always said, man, there's no such thing as gun control. It's just a matter of who has the guns.
Yep. Boil down to the individual.
That's right. Now, I would have mad respect for a politician who's anti-gun if they didn't have an armed security detail.
Good luck with that.
Or maybe they have the security detail, but they don't have guns. Maybe they use I don't know, pepper spray, like a jump rope. I don't know what you would use.
Yeah, let's let the president talk about gun control as he sits in the White House when you got snipers sitting on the roof. That makes a whole lot of fucking sense.
Hashtag irony.
Yeah.
The people that say that shit have literally never even shot one. Hey, Matthew McConaughey. Shut the fuck up. Just because you murdered people on screen doesn't mean you know shit about guns, you dumb fuck. What? You worried about us? What about all of those violent movies that you played? How about you go talk to Alec Baldwin before you start telling me what to do, okay?
Damn.
You Valdy? I was horrified by it. That's your hometown. You were born right by it. It probably cuts deep, and I hope that it does, because you work in an industry that glorifies violence. It's more your fault than it will ever be mine. The Lord only knows how many crimes that you've influenced throughout your whole career, because I've seen you kill people plenty of times.
You know
what do you think is going to cause a shooting?
I think it's interesting how Hollywood wants to monopolize off of violent films, because they know that that's going to draw in money. But yet all your actresses and actors are coming out saying how, you know, they're calling for, you know, gun control and, you know, and all this other shit. And I'm like, wait a minute. Hollywood is the single largest company, okay, if you want to call it that, that does glorify violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And probably 90% of its movies.
That's true. If
you're willing to play a character that's going to use an armed weapon,
if you're going to talk about incitement to violence, I mean,
you literally are the individuals that perform in a movie to tell us that it looks okay and looks cool to own a gun. So you mean to tell me all of Hollywood, all of the production companies and you know, all these, you know, people in Hollywood are going to stop using guns in all their films? No, because it's going to hurt the bottom dollar.
Sure they will.
It fascinates
Here we go.
Okay.
Influence throughout your whole career, cause I've seen you kill people plenty of times. What do you think is gonna cause a shooting? A YouTube video of a gun review? Or a Hollywood murder scene that seems so realistic it looks like it's from the news? So next time that you wanna point your finger with a stupid opinion and chime in with it, remember, it ain't me that they're trying to be like, dog. It's you that they're trying to mimic. I feel way more safe in a place where the people are legally armed. If something happens like a mass shooting, I have a way less chance of being lethally harmed. The criminal is gonna think twice if he knows everybody is a piece underneath their clothes. And Mayor Lightfoot will probably tell you different, but have you seen Chicago? And no, before you ask, I don't want to be like Canada either, and I don't want to be like Australia. I'm sick of everybody using them as a humanity meter. There's a reason that they can do whatever they want to their citizens, like fucking throw them in camps. And there's a reason that our government doesn't even try that shit, because they know that they can't. If you don't think for one split second 100%. That if we didn't have our Second Amendment, the government wouldn't overstep its boundaries and make us do shit even when we're against it, you're out of your mind. I don't give a damn where you stand or how or what you vote. That's dandy and fine if you trust Uncle Sam, but I, for one, fucking don't. And why would I? What have they done? Give me a reason for me to believe them. They want to trade me a little security in exchange for a big-ass piece of my freedom. They don't want to take away guns because they care about you and they want to keep you safe at night. They want to take away guns because it's easy to control people if they don't have any way to fight. Hey, buddy, what your little AR-15 gonna do if the government comes to take it? Well, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of the citizens when the Russians invaded, so what about that? I thought it wouldn't help. I guarantee.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting.
He's dropping some great points here. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's hard to argue this. I mean, his videos, the lyrics, always on point, and of course, absolutely love the mullet. He's rocking that mullet well. It's hard to see, but yeah, it's there.
I like how he's sitting there like when the other person was talking. This whole thing's done in one shot, and then as the other person's talking, he's just kind of staring off to the side, like waiting for it. Like in his head, he knows, because that's recorded afterwards. That's separately. Yeah, he knows.
I just there's a lot of irony that is being discussed, and I think the one thing that people must understand is that there's a lot of good, decent people out there in the world that are experienced with firearms. You know, you and I both being one of them. And
no, only racists have firearms. Everybody knows this. Come on, man.
So I don't know. It's just he's right though. I mean, if more of the population was well educated and actually use a firearm when it's supposed to be used,
right,
you wouldn't have the violence like it is. I mean, Chicago is a perfect example of what's currently going on in the world right now. So
100%.
Oh, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of the citizens when the Russians invaded, so what about that? I thought it wouldn't help. I guarantee that it'd be better than nothing. I hope it never does, but if the day comes, I bet that you're gonna wish that you had something. Yep. This is the only country on earth where the people have real strength. And nowadays, with all the shit going on, it's the only thing that makes me feel safe. If there's anything that I've learned in the past couple of years looking back at the pandemic, all of the shit that we have is fragile, and it could snap at any second. Fuck all of the politicians. I don't trust anything they say. Take the word gun out of gun control, and that's all that it is at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck how crazy you think that I look or I sound when I say this shit, but our Second Amendment's the only thing that stands between us and a dictatorship.
What the hell?
And as for the kids, I'm not a security expert, so I won't act like one. But I think that if we can send over $50 billion to Ukraine, we could surely spend that much, or more, or less, here in our own country to fortify our schools and make them more secure so that every kid can get an education safe and sound. Yeah. Place several trained armed guards in every school across America. You know, real men.
Wait, have we seen him do anything like this before? Where he just like, because he's not rapping now. He's just
I think he's genuinely concerned. I mean, when you hear artists do this, it's coming from the heart. It's coming from a place that he genuinely cares about our youth and wants to see a legitimate change, because right now nobody's really doing anything.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, it just seems really sincere that he's taken a second to get away from rapping about it and showing any kind of emotion to actually
definitely a major interruption in the song where you go from like just listening to it passively sometimes to where
you're listening.
Shit. Yeah, now you're listening.
Yeah.
In every school across America. You know, real men who won't stand by for 45 minutes in the hallway while a shooting unfolds in front of their own eyes. And pay them well, too. There's veterans that need the work. Why not protect our kids the same way that we protect you? Politicians are protected by guns. Celebrities are protected by guns.
Yep.
Every important person that walks this earth is protected by a gun. But our kids, they're important. Just not as much as you.
Damn.
Excellent.
Can't dispute it, can't argue it. It makes a solid, valid point.
I would like to see some arguments on the other side of that.
Yeah, you won't get it.
I'd be very, very, very curious to see what some arguments are for against what he's saying. Because I mean, like, how can you hear those examples and not feel like, yeah, that's okay, these are good points? I don't know.
The fact that we have to, that he's got to put out a video like this, or we have to have this conversation, in my opinion, it's pretty pathetic. This should have been something that should have been on the minds of everyone long ago, back during Columbine, and for some reason, we're just not making the investments into our youth like we should and protecting them. Yeah, that should be priority.
Most of the comments I'm seeing are just congratulating his talent, very supportive of his talent and stuff. Beats, man, dope as AF. This guy never fails on the content or bars. This man deserves real recognition.
I would love to really actively pursue to get him on the show and have a conversation with him about his lyrics and just kind of, I mean, we know where he's at politically and how he feels about things, but kind of dig a little deeper and just have a discussion with him.
Yeah.
That I would love to do that.
Well done. I don't see anybody arguing against it though. No. But then again, this thing's only got, it's been out for 2 months and it's got 373,000 views. Yeah. Almost 374.
Don't sit there and tell me this thing it's not suppressed.
It's like, yeah, no kidding. I'm like,
algorithms don't want people to see it.
There's a lot of people that support that for sure.
Yeah.
But, oh, well, you know how things work, man. You got to work 4 times as hard just to get the message out. I mean,
he keeps grinding at it, man. And he puts out good content, stuff that I love listening to. So,
yeah, I haven't heard a single one, and it's all different. I mean, I know you mentioned in the past the Tom McDonald stuff just starts to sound kind of repetitive after a while.
It's starting to get to be where his music is watered down. Yeah. I've got nothing but mad respect and love for Tom McDonald, but it's been played out.
Yeah, it's the same, something a little different.
Well, and it's just my personal opinion. It's just, again, it's just how long can you continuously keep rapping about the same subjects?
Yeah.
And I understand as long as we're in this current climate, it's going to be relevant. He's going to get the views. He's going to get the likes. That's good for him and his channel and his growth. But he's got a branch, man. And it's nothing against Tom McDonald. It's just I'm not being a real fan if I'm sitting here kissing his ass for every song he drops. It's just no.
Yeah, in comparison, I think so far of all the songs I've seen that Samson's dropped, it's all been very different songs, very different subject matter, very different styles.
I would like to see him, Samson. Probably, I would like to see him talk about parental, transgender. Maybe he's done some stuff. I think he did a song about that. I haven't seen all of his content, but maybe him start to branch off in different areas as well, and other issues that are going on that that need to be talked or discussed or rapped about.
All right, so tell us what you thought about that little video there. That little gem.
It was great. It was great. Again, he never disappoints. So,
all right. Until next time, you've been watching the Unframe of Mind show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. And I'm your host, Daniel Wagner.
Anthony Trawick.
And he's Anthony Trawick.
Yeah.
And I'm Daniel Wagner, and he's Anthony Trawick. And you've been listening to Samson. Samson.
How about you go talk to Alec Baldwin before you start telling me what to do, okay?
Damn.
Uvalde, I was horrified by it. That's your hometown. You were born right by it. It probably cuts deep, and I hope that it does, because you work in an industry.